Hello and welcome to episode 90 of the Disney Park Princess podcast. I'm your co-host Sarah.
I'm Heather. And we're missing a princess.
We're missing a princess. Charlotte is fine. We're all having a bit of a weekday 2020 people, right? Like, can we just chalk this all up to 20 people? Yes. So my day started with an emergency room visit for my husband. He's fine, but that just happened. It was raining in my kitchen the other day. Charlotte is having, some issues on her end. You're having issues on your.
I feel like I'm the one that got off lucky this week. Like I just had to
knock on wood. Knock on something.
I just had to hold for 2 hours with a cruise line so far, and which is still not figured out. But compared to everything else, that's the least of the worries this week.
So it's just Heather and I right now because Charlotte had other things she needed to be worried about, much more important things she needed to be worried about. But she's fine. Don't worry. Everything's going to be.
Maybe she joined the circus. Maybe this is her week. We don't know.
Maybe it's her week to join the circus. That's right. So this is episode 90. We're super unprepared, but we wanted to just try to put something together just to say hi to you guys this week.
Something happy happening for you guys.
Yeah, a little distraction. So today's topic, this might get ugly. It's possible because it's just Heather and I, and we don't have our usual referee. So Cinderella Castle.
What are we feeling?
What are we feeling about this?
Got a makeover again.
Got a makeover. Let's just recap. I don't really think there's much Disney news other than we're recording this on Tuesday, July 7th. Walt Disney World is reopened today for cast member previews. So people are in the Magic Kingdom today, which is exciting.
Nice to see people there.
Yes. So my whole Instagram and Facebook feed is just photos, which means that we have now gotten our first sort of up close looks at Cinderella Castle. Now, let's talk about the artwork because we had seen sort of the artwork a few months ago. Mm-hmm. What did you think when you saw the concept art?
If I recall correctly, my initial reaction was, I don't get what's different about it. And that's because I'm so used to seeing Sleeping Beauty Castle all the time. And that's basically what it looks like. It's the same color scheme, or the artwork looks like the same color scheme as Disneyland's castle. So to me, I was just like, I don't know why everybody's upset. It looks the same.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty. I love some pink and blue. It's right in my wheelhouse. I was a little just curious as to why, they would decide to make the color scheme so similar to what they made Disneyland.
I feel like I don't remember if it was you that pointed this out or somebody on our Facebook group, but somebody said it's so they can save money on paint.
I think it was probably me.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, they might have had surplus paint. So we had seen the concept art and everybody had opinions about the concept art. Now we have seen it in person. What do you think now seeing it? Well, not in person, but seeing in-person photos.
I mean, I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. I really liked the grays and the blues, and like that to me looked more like a real castle as opposed to this fairy tale, storybook thing. But I don't think there's anything wrong with the pink and blue. It's not as vibrant as we thought it was going to be. It's a little more muted. It's a little more subtle. And it's pretty. And let's face it, 5-10 years, it's just going to change again.
Exactly. I like it. I like the pink. I have no problem with the pink whatsoever. The blue is a little more intense than I thought it was going to be, but I do wonder if they have to start that intense because it is going to fade.
I was going to say, how long before it fades?
Yeah. I think once because it depends on the filter that the Instagrammers are using. Mm-hmm. Some photos I'm like, oh, that's really pretty. And other photos I'm like, oh, that's really blue. So I'm reserving final judgment until I can see it with my own eyes and there's no Instagram filter on it.
I'm sure it's gorgeous. I think people, just Disney fans in general, really love nobody likes change, right? We're creatures of habit.
We like our stuff to stay the same.
And everybody has an opinion, myself included, and everyone just kind of freaks out. But I think it
says the person who still pitches temper tantrums over Maelstrom. Just
listen, we didn't need a Frozen ride there. Frozen ride belongs in Fantasyland.
So you're right. Disney fans are extremely resistant to change. This one didn't feel radical to me.
No, I'm looking at, if you see me looking off to the side, it's because I pulled up a picture and I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
I mean, the base is essentially the same. It's just a little pink and a little blue. And I mean, I think I preferred the teal more than this royal blue, but that's just a personal preference. I don't dislike it. It's not so like we all thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I do think the blue is intense. I'm looking at a photo from alleyears.net. I do think blue is intense, but it's not crazy. And I love a royal blue. So I'm not mad at it. I feel like you do lose the gold a little bit more. I wish the gold popped more.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But the pink is like barely there. It's very much a little
fine with the pink.
A blushy, like it's barely there.
I have no issue with the pink whatsoever. Yeah. Now, and this is not the first time they've changed Cinderella Castle, as you and I both know.
They change it so often. So I mean, they changed it I feel like 3 years ago, where they kind of like made it like a more gray gradient, and everyone was like, "Why is it so gray?"
Yes, so, and then they added the little gold pops at one point, and But then they've done some pretty major things, and this is where we differ.
I feel like I'm very aware that I'm in the minority here.
Yes, yeah.
They made it a birthday cake, and I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I'm there for the birthday cake castle.
Hated the birthday cake castle. Hated it. Not so much that I thought they did a bad job with it or anything like that. I mean, it was a cool birthday cake. It was just that it was my honeymoon. My husband he hadn't been to Disney World basically before. I mean, last time he was there was 1980. So essentially it was his first trip. I wanted photos on my honeymoon in front of a normal castle.
You had a birthday cake.
Yeah, but no, I had somebody's birthday cake, and it wasn't my birthday. It was my honeymoon. So, that was sort of my own big selfish problem with it. I didn't hate the cake itself necessarily,
Just that it kind of ruined pictures for a year and a half or 2 years or however long it was.
Years or whatever. Yes. My favorite thing they've ever done, though, and this I kind of loved, was the Stitch.
When toilet papered
the castle. That was fantastic.
Loved it. And then they it looked like he graffitied the castle.
Yes, it was
I
good.
I am there for I love Stitch. I have loved Stitch since the day that movie came out. And I know
Stitch
that I'm
my husband's favorite. So yeah.
Listen, I feel like a lot of people haven't seen that movie. And if you haven't, that's your homework this week. Go watch it.
I feel like you're listening to this podcast and you have not seen Lilo and Stitch. Hit pause right now. Put us down and go turn on Disney Plus.
Such a sleeper hit of a movie, and then it had the show on Disney Channel, which I was in my 20s. Like I wasn't a child. It was fantastic, and I have loved Stitch since the day he came out, and then I got a Boston Terrier, and then I was like, I loved him even more. So I loved when they did that to the castle. So if your only experience with Stitch is the ride in Magic Kingdom, go watch the movie. It's incredible, and then go watch the Disney Channel show because that was excellent too.
Yeah. Oh, the movie is beautiful. It has the most amazing music, and the animation style is so fantastic. A lot of watercolor backgrounds, and I just loved it. And it's one of my husband's favorites, and he loves Stitch. It's like his screen name on any like message board or whatever is like Stitch 626 or something, And
I quote the movie all the time. Like when I am in a bad mood or I need cheering up, I always say, Heather is troubled. She needs desserts.
Yeah. My favorite line is, "Oh yeah, he took the red one." All the time. Anybody takes a red anything in my house, you're getting, "Oh yeah, he took the red one." Yeah. It's the best. It's so good. I'm trying to think. They've done a few other things. So they've done a few other things to castles over the years.
I don't know if it was I want to say it was Disneyland's 50th, or maybe it was Walt's 100th. But at one point, they put all of the golden characters on the castles and had the
I loved that so much.
That was so great. And then it had like the magic mirror, for lack of a better
magic
term.
Mirror. Yeah,
I loved that. I thought it was so pretty.
Yep. And I'm trying to think, what other castles have we seen that had? Because I think when we were at Disneyland Paris, didn't it have something on it for like their 20th or 25th or something like that? I feel like there was like one of those emblems on it or something like that.
I feel like there was a giant. I want to say it was a giant gold 25 with almost like little like sparklers.
Yes,
coming out of it.
Yes. Yeah. And so and I like that the castle is that. Nothing in Disney is fixed or permanent. none of it's meant to be, you know? And so I like that they can sort of change it up. My favorite though, holiday lights. Oh, I love that castle at Christmas.
Oh gosh, isn't it gorgeous?
Oh,
like it really looks like real icicles. And
yes.
you know it's not, but it twinkles so perfectly.
So pretty, and it photographs gorgeous. And I love it. It's my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite. I would like to see, do you remember, we'll jump park icons for a minute to Epcot. Do you remember for the Millennium Celebration when they had like the Mickey hand with the big like 2000?
Mm-hmm.
I loved that.
I did too, and everybody hated it.
Everybody hates it. I thought it was fantastic. I mean,
it was gorgeous.
It's a giant ball. Like, what are you going to do with it? Like, here's what I really want them to do with it though one year. And it's not going to because now they're changing and everything. I really want them to put like a little ornament top and like a hook on it so it looks like a Christmas ornament.
Oh, I don't. That's a missed opportunity.
How have they not done that? Like, how have they just not turned it into a Christmas ornament yet? Like,
oh my gosh, that's so smart. That would be perfect.
Disney, if you're listening, you can use that. Feel free. It's
Well, she needs royalties though. You heard it here first.
You can just let me in for free for the rest of my life. That's totally fine. Yeah. But yeah, every time I see it, I think the fact that like there is no little ornament cap and hook on the top of it at Christmas is
missed opportunity.
What are you doing, Disney? You know? Yeah. And what other fun things have they done over the years? I feel like there was something. Oh, Disneyland for their 50th. That's when they did the refresh for Sleeping Beauty Castle, right?
Yes, they did. And so it was not their 50th, it was their 60th. And
60th, okay.
Turned it into the Diamond Celebration.
Yes, that's right.
Which I was here for because they had diamond glow cubes and I have all the merchandise, everybody.
Yeah.
But
if it sparkles, she bought it.
Yeah. Oh yes, I have so much. The one thing I did not buy though, which I'm still bitter about, was a children's jacket, almost like a members only. It was denim, but the sleeves were all silver sequins. I could fit into it too, and I just never bought it. That
sounds like it's like right out of like a 1990 Saved by the Bell episode, right there.
Totally. I loved it so much.
Jesse Spano had that jacket.
I bought the sparkly silver shoes though. I mean, I even got Charlotte to buy those at a business trip one time.
You got Charlotte to buy sparkly shoes? How much wine had she consumed at that point?
We were sitting in a boardroom at that point and we had a break and I was like, look, you need these to walk around the park. And she listened. I don't know. I think she just wanted to go home at that point. It was like, okay, whatever.
Whatever. If it'll make you be quiet, I'll buy the shoes.
But they put giant diamonds all over the castle, which was so awesome. They were so pretty. I absolutely 100% went to like the cast member shop down at Disneyland one day and bought one.
Yep.
So I had a giant like 10-pound fiberglass. I don't know what this was made out of, but it was a diamond that was on the castle. And so I had that for a while, but it was only like $4 that they were selling it for because what are they going to do with it now?
I mean, Disney never sells anything for $4, so that was money well spent.
Right, exactly. So yeah,
you can't get a bottle of water for $4 anymore. So
isn't that ridiculous? But that's another podcast.
That
should be what is way overpriced.
Yeah, Charlotte's gonna come back and we're gonna be like, and water costs too much. You leave for a week and you two are
All of a sudden you're complaining about everything.
And then for once, we're not actually really complaining about that. Yes, I hated the cake castle. But that's fine. I don't hate that they did it. I understand why they did it.
Listen, they tried something, it failed. They're never going to turn it to a cake again because everybody lost their mind.
They better not, because I am not alone in having hated that cake. So they'll do something else to it though, and everybody will hate that too. So,
I feel like Disney, like the Imagineers, like come out with these ideas. They put out their concept art and they put it out early enough because they know people are going to lose their minds, and they kind of just sit back in their offices and like just watch. Like what? Yeah. What's going to happen? How mad are they going to get?
Popcorn. They're taking bets, like, which website's going to light itself on fire first.
Right, exactly. I mean, I think that would be my favorite part of the job. Like, forget creating magical worlds. Just watch the world collectively lose its mind because we painted the castle pink.
Yeah, exactly. So for those of you who can visit Walt Disney World right now, which is a very small number of people because of the different travel restrictions, and they're still not selling 2020 tickets. So you had to have in order to get into Walt Disney World right now, a theme park, you need to have not only park admission, but you need to also have a park pass reservation, and you need to have already purchased your admission in order to do both of those things. So it's a pretty limited pool right now of people who can get there, and you need to live in a state that is not under quarantine. There's 19, I think, right now, states that are potentially affected by, including yours, mine, and Charlotte's.
That's okay. I have Disneyland.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can stay, but it's not open if it ever reopens. Yes.
Well, Downtown Disney does open this week at Disneyland, so I'm going to try. I can't promise, but I'm going to try to get down there and just kind of see how they're doing it. And this is kind of going to be Disneyland's practice run for parks and things like that. Yeah. So, seeing about temperature checks and parking situations, and hopefully I'll be able to make it. If I can't,
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. My husband and son volunteered at the Travelers PGA tournament a couple of weeks ago, which is one of the PGA Tour events that's held here in Connecticut. And they had the temperature screening tents that you walked through, which is what Disney is using.
Yes.
So it was interesting, to have people sort of test those out,
Well, what I'm interested to see just for this weekend, and I guess for the next few months, especially in Disneyland, it's going to be 103 here this week, or this weekend, not the day I'm going, although it is going to be 90, so that's kind of why I'm rethinking it. But I'm going to get overheated. Other people are going to get overheated because I don't like the heat anyway, but now also I have a mask on.
Right.
What happens in that situation? Like, do you have to go somewhere else and have your temperature rechecked? And so I'm really just curious to see how it all works out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what everybody is waiting to see, right? Some people just run warmer than others. Mm-hmm. Some people just, it's, we'll know so much more over the next couple of weeks as things open and people start to experience it and they get feedback and adjust processes. I'm sure that what they're doing when the parks open for real, quote unquote, on July 11th is not necessarily what they're still going to be doing on August 15th.
I feel like we can almost guarantee that by late summer and then by fall again, things will have changed.
Completely different. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's the thing with things like this. And that's the thing with anything with Disney, right? Like we were saying, nothing's permanent. Everything changes. So if they're doing a thing you don't like, just wait. It'll probably go away. Yeah, adjust or change, or they'll adapt, or you'll get over it, or
unless it's Maelstrom, and then we do not get over it. We carry that grudge to the grave.
There's never getting over that. But yeah, so if you're going to Walt Disney World, pack your patience, pack your big cheesy Mickey grins, pack your compassion for your fellow travelers and cast members that are there, because it's, as somebody who was just in an urgent care office this morning and watching the stress and the fear on the medical professionals' faces. I mean, we weren't there for COVID related reasons, thank God, but other people were. And you could see that, it was very hard for them, very stressful. And I think it's going to be the same for cast members, because not everybody is going to be magical.
Which is a shame, because it is Disney World and Disneyland.
Yeah.
Disney World and Disneyland, and you should be happy to be there.
Yeah. And just try to remember that the rules are in place, and whether you agree with them or don't agree with them, or, the rules are there for the collective good. They're there for not just your safety, but also your family's safety and everybody else's safety and the cast members' safety as well. So
I think especially the cast members. Remember, you're just one person or just one family, but they are seeing thousands upon thousands of people every day, and we need to keep them safe.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's it for this week. I'm sorry it was a short one, but Charlotte is actually texting us right now. So we're going to go check on her and get back to, I'm going to go check on my husband. You're going to go check on your cruise line. But we just wanted to make sure that we got you something this week. We're going to try to record a super fast Patreon extra. We have a new YouTube channel up. YouTube video up. Yep.
It's very informative for all you people doing your reservations.
Yeah. So step-by-step instructions, you follow along as I make and then cancel and rebook park pass reservations. So it shows you in my Disney experience, step-by-step instructions. So you can view that on our YouTube channel. Heather has a great article this week on the blog about the Walt Disney Family Museum. And of course, you can always check out our Facebook group. We're having a lot of fun in there. And that's facebook.com/groups/Disney Park Princess. So we will talk to you guys next week. Thanks.
Bye.